Learners, trust all you are doing well. In previous lecture, we have started very important concept of fundamental analysis, that is board and management report. And we have seen that board and management report can be categorized into three categories. So first category was management and discussion analysis. Second category was corporate governance, and third category was board report. So we have already discussed first category, that is management and analysis report. Today we will be discussing about corporate governance. Now, why we are discussing about corporate governance, we will be understanding this with the help of annual report of Dabur. So I am already referring this annual report for your understanding. So again, I will continue with this annual report. So if you see here, so we will be discussing about the corporate governance, that what actually is corporate governance. So in general sense, if I tell you about corporate governance, that what is corporate governance. So every organization, what they have to do, they have to provide detail of their management, right? So what company will be doing, what Dabur will be doing, Dabur will be instructing their management to provide the details of each and everything, right? So there is a requirement in Companies Act 2013, right, that they have to provide the hierarchy of management. So let's suppose if I take example of Dabur Limited or some big company, so they are having their board of director teams, right? They are having their own CFOs and CEOs who will be taking the majority decision that how company will function, right? These things are mentioned in Companies Act 2013, that each director, each CFO, each CEO, what they have to do, they have to provide their responsibility, that what actual work they are performing, right? If they have not complied anything, so what they will be doing, they will be providing the detail, right? Who is managing director of company, who are executive directors, who are non-executive directors, who are independent directors, right? These requirements are given in Companies Act 2013. So you, being a stakeholder of company, you should come to know about that who is managing the company, right? So if person like Ratan Tata is managing the company, so definitely you will trust that company more, right? If person like Vijay Mallya is managing the company, so definitely you won't be trusting that company, right? You won't be investing your money into that company. So similarly, for these reasons, there is a mandate by Companies Act 2030 that every company has to provide their corporate governance report, that how company is functioning. So here we will see the corporate governance report of Dabur Limited, and you will get better understanding, right? So if you see here, good corporate governance is about creating sustained competitive differentiation in the market to maximize the shareholder legal, ethically and sustainable basis, while ensuring fairness, transparency and accountability to every stakeholder of a company, right? So stakeholder includes customer, employees, investors, vendor partners, government of the land, and community, etc., right? Governance is a reflection of culture and values of company, board and management, right? Good governance is in a company enhances the confidence, right? Definitely I have told you, if person like Ratan Tata, Sir Ratan Tata is managing the company, definitely you will be having more confidence into that company. You will be having more trust into that company, right? For ensuring sound corporate governance practices, the government of India has put in a place a framework based on stipulation contained under the Companies Act, right? SEBI regulation, accounting standards, secretarial standards. Today, market-oriented company and globalization drive the demand for high quality of governance, right? So it is very much required that every company should publish their corporate governance report. Right now, we will see that what are the subtopics of corporate governance report. So first of all, if you see who are the board of directors, this information should be provided in this report. So here you can see composition of board of director, we will be able to understand from this given data, right? So here if you see Dabur subtopics of corporate governance report. So first of all, if you see who are the board of directors, this information should be provided in this report. So here you can see composition of board of director, we will be able to understand from this given data, right? So here if you see Dabur board consists 13 members, right? Beside the chairman, a non-executive promoter director, the board companies of 3 non-executive promoter. These are the composition of board of director, right? The composition of board in conformity come with Companies Act 2013. they have to follow the norms, the clauses which are provided in Companies Act 2013, right? So here classification of board of directors are given. Total directors are 13, right? Executive directors are 2, non-executive independent directors are 7. There is a requirement that your director should include female director also, right? So including women director, there are 7 independent directors. Other non-executive directors are 4, right? So if you want to see the composition, that who is managing the company, so from this corporate governance report it will be easy for you to find out, right? There is a regulation in Companies Act 2013 that uh, every company should what we can say that 4 meetings they have to conduct. I'm sorry, every company they have to conduct 4 meeting in a year, right? So here if you see, minimum 4 pre-scheduled board meeting are held every year, right? So they have to conduct 4 board meeting in 1 year, right? So here they have to mention whether they have complied this thing or not, right? It is very much required that companies should conduct or schedule 4 board meeting, right? If they are not complying this thing, they have to provide this information, right? Now if you see here, so which directors they are attending the board meeting, here this detail is given, right? So if you see Mr. Amit Burman, he is chairman, and you will get the details how many meetings he has attended, right? So 5 meetings this Dabur Limited has conducted, and he has attended all 5 meetings, right? And here you will be getting that apart from this Dabur Limited, in which other company this Amit Burmanji is having directorship, right? So you will be getting the information here. How many shares he is holding in Dabur Limited, you will be getting details here, right? Similarly, if you see, so every director they have to attend the meetings, right? So here you will get the details that how many of the directors they are regularly attending the meeting, they are regularly participating in day-to-day decisions of the meeting, right? Now, it is also given that company should have independent director. What is the reason why company should have independent director? Because if there will be executive director, who are executive director? They are generally employees plus director of any company, right? So what Companies Act 2013 says that apart from executive director, company should have independent director, right? Which will be directly reporting to Government of India, right? So it is very much required that company should have independent director. So from this information or this detail, you will be able to find out whether company is having independent director or not, right? Further, if you see further several other information, we will see whether independent directors they are scheduling meeting, separate meeting or not, right? What is the role and responsibility of directors, right? Here you can see role and responsibility of board of manager, what CEO will be doing, right? What CFO will be doing, what executive director will be doing, right? What will be the role and responsibility of chairman, right? Each and every information you will be getting in corporate governance report, and it is very much important that there should be allocation of roles, right? That what individual member will be doing in a company, right? So if let's suppose some fraud occurs, and what you want to do, you want to put accountability of on some individual person, so it will be easy if role and responsibilities are divided between the board of members, right? Board members. So let's suppose if some fraud occurs in finance, right? So definitely you can ask CFO that why this fraud occur, or CFO will be accountable for that particular fraud, right? So if you see your roles and responsibilities are given, what CEO or executive directors are responsible, so you can find out here what non-executive directors including independent directors are responsible, for what things they are responsible. If you see further, so they have provided you every information, right? Then if you see strategy, business leadership information is given here, corporate strategy, each and everything is given in corporate governance report, right? Further, you will see who are the executive directors of company. From this report, you will be able to get each and everything, right? Now, if you see committee of board, right? So board can be divided into, or they can be allocated into multiple committees, right? So every company should have audit committee, right? And board member will be part of that audit committee. Nomination and remuneration committee, CSR committee, risk management committee, stakeholders relationship committee. Every company should form these committees to regulate or to perform audit properly, to see whether remuneration which are provided to directors of company, they are proper or not, to see whether CSR activities are continuously performed or not, to see whether risk is properly managed or not, right? So here I have told you that every company should allocate the work properly, right? So here, let's suppose there are 13 member board of directors are there in Dabur Limited, right? So what company will do? Company will appoint 2 to 3 directors for audit committee who will be looking the work of audit, right? And if some fraud occurs or if some mismanagement occurs in audit, so what company can do? Company can make responsible those 3 directors, right? Similarly, for nomination and remuneration committee, what board can do? Out of 13 directors, they can appoint 3 to 4 directors for remuneration committee. And let's suppose if company is not paying proper remuneration or company is paying excess remuneration to board of directors, so they will be held responsible for this mismanagement, right? Similarly, for risk management, company can allocate out of 13, let's suppose 5 directors for risk management committee, right? So they will be managing the risk of business. Now, further, if you see, we have read these things. So we know that Companies Act provides some conditions, right? That how many directors will be there in audit committee, right? So if you want to read that how many directors should be there in audit committee, right? And what will be the responsibility of those directors, how they have to work, these things you will be getting in this corporate governance report, right? Further, if you want to read about remuneration committee, right, that what are the norms given under Companies Act 2013 for nomination and remuneration committee, so you can read it from here and you can see whether company is complying all the regulations which are provided under Companies Act 2013 or which are provided by Government of India are followed or not. So further we will see these committees. You, if you want to read more, you can open up or download the annual report of Dabur Limited and you can read all these details, right? So you can see here all these details are available. Now further, I think we have covered most of the information, right? Now we will see whether company has complied with all the regulations or clauses which are mentioned in Companies Act 2013 or not, right? So here you will get details about that how company has prepared their financial statement. Here you will get details of non-compliance by the company, right? If company has not complied any of the law which is given in Companies Act 2013, so they have to provide the specific disclosure, right? So if you see, Dabur has complied with all the requirements of regulatory authorities. No penalties or strictures were imposed on the company by a SEBI or any statutory body, right? So they are clearly mentioning this thing that they have complied all the laws which are given in Companies Act 2013, right? And no penalty has been levied this on Dabur Limited, right? So these information you will be getting from here, right? So if you're doing a fundamental analysis, it is very much necessary that you should read corporate governance report. If the board of team is very strong team, ethical team, you can say, or if you are able to, if you are able to trust on that board of directors, so definitely you should invest into that company. So it is very much required that you should read this report. So we will be discussing more topics in coming lecture, so stay tuned with us for more